Why did I get recommended this? Ice Cube's thoughts on transgenderism.
Do you think that it's harder to be a man in America now than it was when you were a kid?
Yes.
I think I'm done. That's all I need. All right, let's hear him out.
Feel, being yourself.
Wait, he's saying it's harder to be yourself now as a man?
Yes. Saying what you feel, being yourself.
Saying what you feel and being yourself. You're saying nowadays it's harder as a man to say what you feel and be yourself? What? Huh?
Is what they call toxic. You know, we shouldn't be called toxic for our instincts and for.
What are your instincts? What are your instincts, Ice Cube? What exactly what instincts are you talking about? Are you just mad that people get upset when you sexually harass someone? Are you just mad because people get upset that you call them, you know, a slur or something? I don't. Huh? Wait a second. I thought transgenders were the snowflakes. I'm so confused. I thought. Huh? Where am I, dude? Is this a joke? Am I living in fantasy land? Is this like, did I just get transported to a different dimension?
You know, I was born this way. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, why can't we be ourselves? We were born this way too.
So there are some groups like.
But what? What is he talking about? He keeps talking about instincts and I was born this way. Are you saying that, like, for example, like when dudes sexually harass a woman or something, like grab their ass or something, and then you're like, oh, I can't help myself. I was born this way. I got instincts. Did you know that everyone has instincts? It's just that some people decide to control them and some people decide not to. And you're the one who is insanely entitled and believe that you are entitled to just do what you want when you please all the time. What?
If I say I'm trans, then people say, that's great, you were born that way, we affirm you. But if you say I'm just a dude with male...
Bro! What? What? Huh? Dude, what? What is happening? Is this real? This isn't real, dude. You're saying that men are more discriminated than trans? What? You're saying a trans person coming out as trans, everyone's just gonna be like, oh, you're born this way? That's how it is? This is opposite day. And we're just in opposite day. That's what's happening. This is just like an April Fool's joke. But it's maybe today is opposite day and I just wasn't told.
Male instincts. You're not affirmed. You're attacked.
Yeah, I mean, everybody doesn't really have to affirm you. You know? If I wake up and say, you know, I feel like a pigeon.
Oh, no.
And I want everybody to treat me like a pigeon. Some people may say, whatever, Q, we treat you like a pigeon. But some people may choose to be like, dude, no. That's your world.
Yeah.
I'm not part of it. And
He just described transphobia. He was trying to use an analogy to benefit his point about how being a man is hard, but you took a terrible analogy comparing trans people to pigeons, and then you just described transphobia to everyone. I'm losing my mind.
And I have to be ready for that. It's a big world out here. Everybody doesn't have to adhere to me.
That's called narcissism, right?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, seems like you.
So because, dude, like, Ice Cube, you're a black man. Like, you have to have some idea of how it feels to be discriminated, don't you? And the want to have equality. So people asking for respect and people asking for equality is narcissism? People asking to just get respected as people and treated equally to others is now narcissism.
You're trying to bend the universe to your will. And it don't work like that.
We've been talking almost all day now. You haven't mentioned race a single time. We've mentioned economics, rich and poor, a number of times. Do you think that we overplay the role of racial conflict in American life?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh,
I think race, it takes up too much space.
Oh, God.
There's people that we all have in our lives who are same race that we can't stand. And there's people in our lives from other races that we get along with way better. So
What is happening? What is happening? What is going on? I mean, like, I don't know anything about Ice Cube's history. I don't know if he was, like, born into being rich or if, like, I don't know. I don't know when he became famous and rich, but I feel like this is a case of entitlement byproduct of being a celebrity.
What the hell are you talking about?
Or I should say ignorance byproduct of being a celebrity. He was born in the hood, I think. Then I just don't know then.
it's not about race. It's not about color and gender and this and that.
Then what
It's
is it about?
Who do you connect with? You know,
Okay, then why do you care so much? If it's not about any of these things, then why do you care at all if it's not in your eyes? You know what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? And also, just because you say people don't care about race and people don't care about gender or whatever, you realize that everyone doesn't have that sentiment. They're racist in the world. Like, it's not just because you say people don't care about race isn't just going to make racists disappear. You know, I think the racist percentage of the entire planet is just going down to a zero right now because of Ice Cube.
who do you vibrate with? You know what I mean? Who's on the same wavelength? Who wants to be the same kind of person?
Okay.
Who wants to do the right thing when you want to do the right thing? That's who you connect with. So I think a lot of people make a lot of money off of the racists fighting against each other and bickering. And they the ones who push it in our face all the time that we're separate. And
Does feel
So it's the media's fault that racism exists. So this is just a problem that a lot of people have because Ice Cube is saying that, well, in my world, in my friend groups, in my communities, we don't have these issues. So nowhere else has these issues. That's what's happening right now. A lot of people have that. A lot of people can't like have empathy or understanding or realize that just because your tight-knit group, which I would like to clarify, a rich celebrity group and your family, etc., if you don't have racism or transphobia or anything in that group, that means to him that it doesn't exist.
I feel like there's more of that, doesn't there?
Yeah, it seems like it's like you're stuck in a bad movie and you can't get out. Like you can't find the exit and it continues to play on the screen and you're just running around looking for the exit, and this bad movie continues to just haunt you day by day by day by
If you don't like hearing about it, don't turn on the news. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, I don't understand when people say it's shoved in their face. Like, close your eyes, turn it to a different channel, walk away, turn off your monitor. Like, you know, you don't have to look at it.
You know, that's what we're caught in. A never-ending, winless battle of, you know,
Ooh, savage
race
burn.
and color, and we're worried about, you know, where you from, and
Yo, Liking, thank you so much for the gifted sub.
you know, hip hop. What's great about hip hop, like,
Hold it on. I have a comparison. All right, let's hear it. So it's the idea that hating the minority of transgender people that are toxic and rude becomes transphobia can be compared with the idea of hating bad law enforcement members and turning into all cops are bad kind of stuff. Yes. That's why I don't like people who say all cops are bad, because not all cops are bad. The system is bad, and there are a lot of bad cops. But that is a lot different, because cops are in a place of a pedestal. They are in a place of what do you call it? Power. They are above people. Where on the opposite side, transgender people are, you know, they're belittled. They're treated harshly. They're treated as a joke. They have people constantly doing everything in their power to make it to where they're not allowed to exist. It's a little bit different, because cops have a lot of power and a lot of privilege already. People just want them to lose some privilege, whereas trans people just want respect and want to be accepted. So it's similar in a way, but there's a lot of differences when it comes to nuance. I believe that not all cops start bad, but all cops do become bad eventually, like Harvey Dent said. Queen Ray, thank you so much for the tier 1. I mean, it can depend. I feel like you either see yourself become the bad cop. Wait, you live long enough to see yourself become the bad cop, or you quit before you become the bad cop.
it was a saying in hip hop, early hip hop. I think Rakim coined this phrase. You know, it ain't where you from, it's where you at. You know?
I mean, obviously there's going to be more assholes in each
It's
group.
so true. It's not about where you come from. It's about where you at right now.
I'm not imagining.
After watching the video, I think he is talking about people being too extreme. Yes, there are those issues, but sometimes people take advantage of those things. Movies, like, well, yeah. Obviously, he's talking about like what I talk about all the time. When I talk about how the only thing you talk about on the news is the extremes of each side, which fuel the hatred of each side. But the problem with Ice Cube is he's talking about how racism basically isn't a problem and transphobia isn't a problem, which is wrong. I get what he's saying, that extremes are obviously going to be pushed to the forefront of media because it brings in the numbers. But Ice Cube is literally saying that racism and transphobia kind of don't exist. It's only in the media, which is pure bullshit. You know? It really is.
That this stuff is being pushed on us, right?
No.
Much more than in, say, 1986.
Yes, I think so. Because
I don't know the
in
1986 reference.
1986, you had movies and television, and it was all scripted, and we knew this is a scripted show.
Yeah, but now we have access to, you know, body cam. We have access to, yeah, but I don't know. Maybe he just only watches like big news, because if you just look at the internet, see body cam footage, see cell phone footage, see countless proof and evidence of all these awful things that are happening in the world, that just brings more proof to the fact that it exists. Back then, they can just hide it. Back then, yes, all news and media and shit like that was scripted, but that's a bad thing because no one knew. No one knew what was really happening in the world. Now we do. And obviously the media is just going to post the really extreme shit constantly, but it doesn't mean that you can just go on the internet and find this shit yourself. He just did 5 minutes research and made a conclusion.
I think now you have so many so-called reality shows that basically push the same thing, but in a reality-like setting. So, you know, you'll watch a movie on race, okay? And you flip the channel now, you're watching a somewhat like documentary reality show that's highlighting and magnifying race and status and where you belong in this country and where you don't. And, you know, we're highlighting the bad guys here. We're highlighting the good guys, you know. It's always really showing controversy and pitting each other against each other.
I mean, that's entertainment. Like, documentaries have been around forever. See, I think Ice Cube's problem is he's rich and famous and a celebrity. That's, like, first of all, he's talking about how, you know, these class systems and all this shit doesn't exist. Yeah, to you, because you're rich, you're a celebrity, and also you probably don't deal with racism much because you're a celebrity. You're Ice Cube. Everyone loves you when they see you. Everyone's going to go up and try to get your autograph. You're fucking Ice Cube. Like, just because it doesn't exist for you doesn't mean it doesn't exist for everyone else, you know? When was the last time this man had to think about how much milk costs? I know, right? Like, obviously he doesn't care about the class system because he doesn't have to. Obviously he doesn't have to care about racism or transphobia because he doesn't fucking have to. Like, don't get me wrong. He might still get racist comments here and there, I'm sure. But, like, the majority of people, the vast majority of people, like, love you. Like, they want your autograph. They want to talk to you. So you have an extremely biased opinion.
And with the reality shows, you know, controversy sells. So they're not showing people getting along. What they want to get to is the fight, the conflict, you know, the argument, the throwing of the bottles, the, you know, the turmoil, the differences. And, you know.
Does that bear any resemblance to your actual life as someone who lives in this country? Like, do you have racial conflict in your life day to day?
Okay, let's see.
Probably, you know, most of them are unseen. You know, I'm not going to say I encounter racism. People know who I am. Police know who I am. Everybody knows who I am. So I probably get a pass on a lot of things.
Oh, okay. At least he admits it. Okay, I'll give him credit on that. He admits that. I'll give him credit on that.
That
I thought he was not going to realize that.
Members, people I associate with, people I love, go through all the time because they're not Ice Cube. But you know, I've had an insurance company drop me because they didn't like my point of view. You know, things like that.
Oh no, just get different insurance. Like you are a public figure. You are someone who, when you say something public, it is known to every single person in the world. And when a company does not want to relate to something that you say or something that you stand with, they'll probably drop you. Boo-hoo. Get another insurance. Like, this has nothing to do, you know, with like, you know, freedom of speech or whatever. This has to do with you being a public figure. If you were just a random person and you had these opinions, nothing would happen. Like, your insurance company isn't going to drop you because you're just a random person saying some shit.
Are you mad about it? Are you mad at people for their skin color ever in the course of a day?
I'm not mad at people because of their skin color. You know, I'm mad at people because of what they do and the things they choose not to do.
Right.
Okay.
There's a big problem in this country with the financial banking system and black people and our access to capital. You know, I know that when it breaks down, we have, you know, 13 to 15% of the country trying to live off of half a percentage of wealth, you know, 0.05.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. All right.
That's an issue. That's a problem. You know, we have to have access to capital so we can do cool things for South Central. You know, if we drove past one of those lots and a guy that lived there wanted to put
So I don't get it. If you understand that, you know, that side of things, how can you not understand like trans people side of things, like being discriminated and stuff?
Store up, he just couldn't get a loan because of his zip code. Now, guys from outside the area, they can come in and they can get a loan and put that store up, and that has to change.
The fuck is his outro? God, Tucker Carlson is such a fucking loser, dude. He's such a loser. Oh, man. Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.